Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's great to be here. I have been here before. I can't remember if it was this room or a somewhat larger room, as I recall.
26th November January 2017.
What a brilliant. So I have the highest regards for the residents of Sector 15 and 15A, because you folks represent in many ways some of the most interesting minds and some of the most diverse, but at the same time high quality collection of experiences that this city has to offer. And that you've all come to take an interest in public policy issues is for me particularly gratifying, which is why when Pankhuri sent word that she would like me to come and campaign, I decided that I have Parliament to go to this afternoon, but I thought this morning I would come and help her to get her message across. Let me say to you, because this is Noida and this is UP, that actually though, as Uwais Ali Khan rightly pointed out, you all have one very precious vote. The truth is, every one of you actually is voting three ways. You have three votes. Your first vote, as Pankhuri pointed out, is for who is going to be your voice in the Legislative Assembly and who is going to look after your interests as a city, as an urban space in this part of UP. Your second vote is to help determine who forms the government in UP in the aftermath of these elections. And your third vote is actually to send a message to those who are ruling Delhi, who are seeking validation in some of their most aggressive policies through a reaffirmation of their strength in UP. So all those three reasons are why I'm here to ask you to vote for Pankhuri Pathak. Noida has a challenge in that it is a place that has been growing literally from election to election in terms of population, in terms of urban opportunities and challenges. You have had your fair share of problems. I've heard of everything from some of the sewage issues. You don't have a sewage treatment plant. I gather drainage even from across the waters in Mayur Vihar is ending up in your sector. I hear there are some very serious deficiencies in terms of public services and common goods that you have not been receiving what you deserve. And I think to have a voice who understands your problems, who herself lives here and thinks of herself as an urban Noidaite, to actually give voice to your urban issues is something that you are overdue. And in all fairness, I don't believe in negative campaigning. I'm not here to talk against anybody, but I have every reason to say that it doesn't seem that you've had anyone representing you who can convey your concerns, your needs, and fight for your rights on behalf of this city of Noida. So that is the first and most important concern. The second is, of course, the UP is the largest state in the Union by far, and it is a country, practically. In fact, I think one of the newspapers today had a little chart showing that if UP was independent, it would be the fourth largest democracy in the world in terms of voters. So it's a huge place. And obviously, anything that happens here politically has a resonance and an impact throughout the country. And so determining whether the kind of misrule we have seen in the state for the last 5 years, the politics, frankly, of thuggishness, of bigotry, of the open and blatant expression of communal prejudice, if all of those things are going to be given a fresh lease of life, or whether UP is going to say that it rejects that kind of politics. That's why this is the second very important vote for all of you. And the third very important vote is actually for Delhi. Because as you know, our ruling party in Delhi, which has in many ways enshrined some of the worst practices that this country has had to live with, has begun to change in many ways the nature of the ethos, the soul of India. This party needs a comfortable victory in UP, both to be able to assert that its model is vindicated and also to have more Rajya Sabha MPs from UP coming into the upper house of our parliament in order to shore up their strength for the kinds of things they want to do, including electing a president and vice president, as well as in putting forward some of their more aggressive legislation which needs to pass both houses. So you cannot underestimate how important this election is. And that's why I feel that you have an opportunity to truly reward excellence in the shape of Pankhuri Pathak. She's a young woman. She's a woman who has taken the trouble to acquire a good education. She has studied at Delhi University. She studied at the law faculty. She has all the intellectual grounding that you need a representative of a more and more sophisticated city like Noida to have. You want somebody who speaks your language, who understands you when you raise an issue, who has the framework in her mind to understand specific problems and to look for solutions. That is a great strength we have in our candidate. Again, I don't want to say negative things about others, but I think it's fair to say there is no candidate like her in the list. She is somebody who offers you something that you otherwise would not get. On top of that, she has youthful energy. She's had a baby 6 months ago, and look at her charging through Noida campaigning. This is a lady full of the kind of energy that you need in a public representative. And I feel very, very pleased that even while she has just been a member of the opposition, she has been so active in articulating issues and interests, issues of statewide and nationwide significance, as well as issues relating to the problems of the city. If you look at her social media feed, you'll see what an active person she is, the kind of debate she's got involved in, the following that she has been able to pick up. And if, like some of those who've spoken to me this morning, you are not into mobile phones and social media, doesn't matter, because as you just heard, she's also just as good face to face. So, I'm really here to say that I'm anxious to listen to you and interact with you, and I don't want to prolong my speech, but with these messages, let me end with my one simple message. Please vote for Pankhuri Pathak on the hand symbol, vote for the Congress Party, and let's see a real change in the Hukumat here in UP. Jai Hind. I'm happy to take your questions and comments.
Before we open up the interactions, I just hear there's another Ms. Tharoor here. We'd like to also welcome Ms. Smita Tharoor, a sibling of